Hi everyone, I'm Dorcas. Today we are going to talk about five traits that shows that you know Christ, according to John chapter 10. So you see, John chapter 10 talks about the Good Shepherd, and so he talks about the Good Shepherd and Christ. Christ says that he's the shepherd and he knows his sheep and his sheep know him. So we are going to talk about knowing Christ, or five traits that show that you know Christ. Number one, a person or a Christian who knows Christ listens to his voice. So number one is you listen to his voice, because let's just say your father calls you, you hear him because you know your dad. So if you know Christ, you listen to his voice. Number two, number two is that you recognize his voice. Again, you know your dad, your biological father, and so you know his voice. You can recognize his voice among thousand voices. So your father, the same way you know your father's voice, you also know Christ's voice. So you know the voice of God, or you know the voice of the Holy Spirit. You be able to recognize his voice. Yeah. So recognizing his voice means that when the Holy Spirit speaks to you, you are able to, when you have some promptings, you are able to recognize, okay, this is the voice of the Lord. Sometimes you are going somewhere, or you are doing something, and you don't know what to do, you are lost or you are confused, and then you hear some voice, you hear that something is telling you to do something, but you don't know where that voice is coming from. So if you know him, if you know Christ, you'll be able to recognize that voice and know that, okay, this is a confirmation, this is Christ, this is the Holy Spirit talking to me. So you are able to recognize his voice. Number three, you are being led by him. So if you know Christ, you'll be led by him, which means your ways are in him, and he leads you in everything. So being led by him is also one thing. So if you know him, you allow him to lead you. You allow him to lead you in your career, in your school, in your ways. So if you know him, you allow him to lead you. Number four, you follow him. So following him can be broad than the other one. You follow him, as in when he leads you, you follow. When he calls you to follow, because you are a sheep and he's your shepherd. So as he's going, you are following him, and you are taking his footsteps. So following him, that's following him one. Following him two is that you are a follower of Christ, and a follower of Christ has many responsibilities. So a follower of Christ, now your ways are in him, like you don't do anything that is outside him, you don't do anything secular, but you are a follower of Christ, and everything that you do is to follow him. Yes, so that's follow him one, following him two. Number five, or the final one, I don't want to be repeating myself. The final one is you are being owned by him. So you have a father, a biological father, and you know him, you recognize his voice. I would say my father owns me. I mean, some people will not understand, but a fatherhood, because he has authority over you. It's only his house that you come when you go outside, because you know he's your own. You are his own. So like that's like this. You are being owned by him. You are being owned by Christ, because what, he's our shepherd and we are his sheep. So that's how we know him. So these are according to John chapter 10. So you can read John chapter 10 and you find out more. It talks about the good shepherd and the sheep, or the good shepherd. Yes. So these are five traits that you know Christ. I'll repeat them. 1. You listen to his voice. 2. You recognize his voice. 3. You are being led by him. And 4. You follow him. 5. You are being owned by him, because he is the shepherd and he owns you, or he owns us. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry that I have not been uploading lately. I'll do my best to upload this year. Bye.